Harvard. Dr. Sam Harvard in the building. Yo, are you live? Hey, my friend.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Hi, Sam. How you doing?
I've waited for you over and over and over, but I'm glad I'm here finally.
I am sorry, but hey, we are here now. Welcome, and I think I want to buy a
All right.
bell. I want to buy a bell that can be ringing here. I think we have a bell somewhere.
Okay.
Just to ring and say, yeah, welcome as our first guest. Yes, like our first guest in the, on this conversation, that we'll be having going forward. And this is called the Rich Faith Conversations, right? And we are trying to tackle the limiting beliefs that people have about money because they are believers. So we call this religion induced limiting beliefs. Okay. And because I'm a Christian, I'm speaking firsthand from Christianity. Okay. So I would like to get your thoughts. I mean, today you are a successful entrepreneur in all rights. I mean, so you have you don't only have the income to show for it, you have the impact to show for it. I know thousands of people who consider you their benefactor, right? I know how much work you do with paying tuition fee, giving scholarships, just giving people money. I was with you a couple of days ago in Dubai, and I saw what happened with the cab driver that mistook that we both mistook to be our rider. The guy just carried one thing into his trunk, and then you dashed in 20 dirhams. My brother, that's about 4,000 naira in Nigeria. That's dash for mistaken identity, right? And I'm like, what's that for? You're like, no, that these guys need the money. Now that is a heart that is, that is impact centric, right? And we've had conversations about, he said, the reason why you're making money is not just for you to be buying a Bugatti and buying and those expensive travel box that you're always buying. That it's not only for that purpose, but you want to, do something amazing with what you've gotten in terms of income and all of that, right? So my question to you is, did you wake up like this? Right? Or did you at any time have beliefs that held you back from making money?
Thank you very much. This
Oh,
this is
before
really
question, please tell us who you are. I'm just so excited to delve right into the topic. So please briefly introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? What miracle do you perform on earth? Just share with us. Are you married? Are you single? Are you searching? As a
I,
fine boy,
I just want part of introduction to.
Is that what?
I said I just want part of introduction to.
Yes, introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Sam. Sam from Samuel. My full name is actually Sam Bashiwaju Harvard, and I live in Dubai. Currently a Nigerian, and
In Nigeria,
I
you're
do
not going in Nigeria, Joe. You're in Dubai.
as I'm currently a Nigerian. I'm not in
Okay,
Nigeria.
Nigerian. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes, I said currently. Tomorrow I might not be a Nigerian, but
Oh,
I
of
am
course, of
still
course.
currently
I get
one.
you.
All right. And I do business, different types,
Mm,
anything that add value to people and put money in people's pocket.
mm,
That's what I do. And I love to see people happy. I love to see people experience new things, uh, things that they probably thought they could not do on their own. So these things gives me joy when I see that happen to people. So that's just basically what I do. And I'm here
okay.
on this show to answer some critical questions because this is going to be a very interesting conversation. I don't know how long we have. I was trying to write a few things down after you reminded me about the meeting. And I think I'd written about 7 or 8 things with about 5 children
Jesus.
under them that I hope to be able to touch because it's a very, very interesting conversation, if you'd ask me. So
Mm.
that's just about me. Nothing really big deal like that. And I'm a
Okay.
single gentleman.
Ready to
Very,
mingle.
I don't even know. When I'm single, I'm not married. I might not just be a mingling candidate.
Anyhow. Okay, so Sam, I asked earlier now, so I'll re-ask. Did you wake up like this, or were there times in the past where you battled with limiting beliefs around money making, wealth creation? I mean, did you at all have that issue?
Yes, I did. I was thinking
Mm,
about it when you sent me the topic because I think I've grown pretty fast and pretty far that
mm,
just at a glance, I can't really remember that I used
mm,
to be within a certain mindset. And,
mm,
growth sometimes make you forget where you're coming from, but you would always recognize it, especially when you see it in other people. So thinking deeply,
mm,
I remembered the things
mm,
that I used to struggle with, how
mm,
my background, my environment, the things that I was exposed to really shape my belief system. And I carried that for several years. But I figured out one thing, and this, of course, is going to be my own deliverance and probably other people's deliverance. It is possible for you to not know that why you are struggling financially is because of your beliefs that are not in your consciousness, but in your
mm,
subconscious. Because there are different levels.
mm,
There are some you know, there are some you don't know, but they form the
mm,
basis of your life. They form how
mm,
you accept things, how you reject things, and sometimes they
mm,
make things not to be effective with you. Most remote control that comes with some electronics, you don't need to install the batteries. The batteries are already installed, but they put some kind of rubber thing, transparent paper, not paper now, like nylon
yes, for you to
to
remove it and
separate.
then the
Yeah, to
battery will now
separate
work.
the impact of the battery and then, of course, the
Yeah,
device. Now, if you
yes.
pick it up and if the battery is already in it and you're pressing, it's not going to work. All right. You do
Mm,
not, the battery is there, everything is there, but it's not working. It's ineffective. So you need to remove that. The moment you remove it, then it starts to work. So most of people's lives are like that. Everything is perfect, which means they are hardworking, they are doing things, they're doing that. Their mentors told them to do this, they told them to do that. But it is not effective. They are not getting the result they're supposed to get because there is a paper film that is blocking the impact, all right, so that connects for results to happen. So if you find yourself
mm,
in this category, you will struggle well, but you know you are not lazy. You know you are
mm,
trying so many things. What
mm,
they told you is working, you have also done it, but it's not working for you. So it's because your
mm.
subconscious still harbor those beliefs, and until you actively take them out, you struggle. So that
Wow.
is how it was for me as well. But somehow, I think I've grown past so many of them. I was able to apply quite a lot of them right here. And
Wow. Wow. So
the
tell
first
us,
one
tell
that I wrote,
us,
the first,
what were
the first
your
one that I
religious
wrote down,
limiting beliefs about making money?
okay, you said?
I'm asking the question now that what were your religious limiting beliefs about making money?
Yes, yes. I was a church boy, first of all, so I definitely would be at the center of religious beliefs, both the
Mm,
wrong ones and the right ones. I was really at the
mm,
center of that. And one of the first one, because another thing is that different types of religious centers, both on different types of religion, but because I'm a Christian, so I will be able to talk for Christianity. There are what we
mm,
call poor church. And those of us who grew up in a poor church, we tend to struggle a lot. But because of our struggle, we developed a very strong work ethic, such that when those beliefs shatters, we succeed very fast. All right. But if they don't shatter, we work hard, we struggle, but nothing really comes out of it. So the type of church you attend has a lot of role to play in your
I
financial life, your beliefs, and faith.
agree.
Very importantly. So
Mhm.
the first thing I wrote down here is we were made to believe that rich people are sinners. Number one, rich people are sinners. If you are rich, we start to see you as a sinner immediately. You are not,
Wow.
but you can't be born again and be rich. I mean, it's the things of the world. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil, not even the love of money alone. In our own Bible, it was money is the
Was
root
the
of all
root
evil.
of all
So you are
evil.
not supposed to not have money. You are supposed to just have enough to pay tithes and offerings. Anything above that is already a sin. So if you have money enough to own a car, have a house, you are already a sinner. So that was the first one. The second one is that we believe that there is no way you can have money, a lot of money, and not be involved in shady deals, either rituals, or you are a thief or robber, or you are doing drugs. You must be involved in some form of crime or another. White collar crime, black collar crime, red collar crime. There must be crime somewhere. So that's the second one. So every rich person must be involved in one shady deals or another. And
Wow.
another bigger part of it was they use Nollywood. Nollywood also helped shape this mindset a lot because every rich man in Nollywood movie must either be a ritualist
I wrote about
or
this in the
must belong
book.
to Kanayo clan.
I'm telling
There must be
you.
something. So when our pastors are teaching us back then, they refer to all these movies and all the things that they see in movies to exemplify. So anytime we see a man that wears agbada, because rich man where I grew from wears agbada, and then they drive 504 on Mercedes Benz. So they are the really rich people. So anyone who does that is definitely in one cult or another. People who are believers are not rich. So that's number three. Number four, there's this teaching that was prevalent then that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a
Yep.
rich man to get to heaven. So they always tell us that every rich man is trying to do philanthropy to be able to buy their ways to heaven. So,
Ah.
moment you are rich, the heaven is not meant for you. Heaven is meant for people who have lack, who can't feed their families, who goes
Shit.
to church every day of the week, who struggle, who manages one clothes and all that. Everything that was now, all of these beliefs became the characteristics of my family. I mean, that was exactly where we were. My mom
Because
was
you
dying of
wanted to
debt.
meet heaven.
She was owing a lot of people, and it was okay to owe people. It was okay to, struggle to
So laugh.
eat. Meat was something we eat on Sundays and Christmas days in my house. The only person that gets to eat meat every day is my dad, and that's when there's money. When there's no money, he eats one. When there's money, he eats two. We, the children, they cut one meat for about 4 or 5 of us. So it's like a normal thing. And we have to do these things happily. But in the midst of it, I know I'm not
Oh.
supposed to be here. Now, let me share another funny one. Another funny one is that in our church, then, we had about 2 people who are supposedly supposed to be rich. And they are rich because they own a car. They are rich because they live in their own house. All right. So because they own a car, most times it's Volkswagen Beetle. All right. That's what some of them have. I think one man has about 3 cars, a Mercedes, a Datsun, and then
Oh, wow.
one Volkswagen Beetle. So So
It's rich.
he is like the richest guy. And every time there's a fundraiser, he doesn't come to church often. Now, I noticed that pastor can't scold him. Pastor can't scold the children. Pastor can't scold the family of the man. The man has a seat in front of
Oh,
the church. Even when he comes late to church, they take him to the front row. So
wow.
we notice that they are also deacons. They give them chairman of anything money related committee. They are always given those stuff, you know. And then
Wow.
even though we know that this man he takes alcohol, goes to party, do all these worldly things they told us not to do, they are pardoned even when they come to church. So we saw all these divides, and the simple thing
Contradiction.
was just like, you can't afford to be rich if you want to go to heaven, because in our church they preach every Sunday as if rapture was going to happen that day. So they prevented us from pursuing any sin material, you know, because what is the essence of it? What shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? They forgotten two things from that scripture. Number one, they didn't answer the question. The scripture was a question. Number two, they emphasize not to gain the whole world was the bad thing, but to lose your soul was the bad thing. So the
Ah,
reality is a lot of people did not even gain the whole world. They've not even gained their streets, but they are losing their souls. So are you not more stupid to not gain even your community and you have lost your soul? But people always look at gaining the whole world as synonymous to losing your soul. No, you can gain the whole world and keep your soul. All right? So you are smart that way. So not what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose your soul. So gaining the whole world means you lost your soul. No, it's not like that. And that's really what has brought the country Nigeria, for example, into where it is right now, where all kinds of things goes, because some people believe even politics is the devil's game, is the things of the world, it is not supposed to be, and all of those things. So they shied away from it and they left it for the kind of people that have brought the country to where it is. But we're not talking about the country today. We're talking about the limiting beliefs. So by faith, most of the
my God.
teachings and preachings, all right, that they taught us while we were growing up in church were to
My
remove
God.
us from the quest to have money. All right. They always teach, there's this scripture that has helped me, Temi. In John 10:10, said, the thief comes not but to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but I have come that you may have life and have it abundantly. When my pastor teaches that, and this is why it is very important for you to know the type of pastor you listen to. If for one reason or another you can't leave your church, listen to other pastors online and just propose different things that they share somehow. And I'm going to tell you what was the deliverance for me. My deliverance really was because I naturally am a curious boy. Naturally, I just like to know what is in this, why is that like that, so why do they say this or that. That led me to be called an engineer as a small boy, because the first electronics in my house was a little radio player that my dad bought. My dad
And you
traveled and he made a
dismantled it.
mistake.
So no
He
one was
left
making
that
noise inside.
radio. I dismantled it, Temi. I put it apart. I wanted to see what was. I didn't have
No one was
screwdriver.
making noise
I looked
inside.
for nail. Nail has this, whatever. So I went to a carpenter shop. I picked different nails and I started until I dismantled the
Unscrewing.
radio. I saw what was there. I opened it. When my mom saw it, she shouted. I said, don't worry, I'll do it back. There was no internet back then, so there was not that I was watching on YouTube or anything. So I put it
Wow.
all back and it was still working. I got
Wow.
radio cassettes. I saw a record. I said, what does record means? I press it, and then I was hearing my own voice. I was discovering things myself. We didn't have satellites in my house. My dad's friend, a professor in a University of Ado back then, had a satellite dish in his house. I know how to operate it. I know how to set it up. I didn't learn any of these things from anywhere. It is just trial and error. I'm just trying this. How does this work? How does that work? So I have natural mind to learn. The first deliverance for everybody is to never be tired of learning. Be inquisitive. Be just
Mm.
be very curious. Let your curiosity always make you wanting to learn. Question everything. Everything I'm sharing today, question it. Ask yourself, is it
Mm.
really like that? This thing I'm doing today, right now, who told me to do it? Who told
Mm.
us to wear clothes? Where does clothes come from? I think
Mm.
about crazy things like that. Where does clothes? Why are we
Mm.
wearing it? So while asking those questions, I will form my own personal conviction about clothes
Mm.
that suits me very well, not because someone
Mm.
has said and told someone, and then I'm doing it. I don't think I should
Yeah.
live life like a robot. All right. I don't
Yes.
believe I should be like that. And that's even why I
Mm.
changed my surname, because I found out that my dad's surname he gave us was not his family name, was not his own surname. It was his own
Wow.
middle name, not even his first name. It was his middle name that was my formal surname. And then I found out that we have so many surnames in my class. And none of these people were the original name, were the original man. All of these people
Mm.
came from they told us we all came from Adam, one man. So why is all our surnames not Adam? Temi Ajibewa Adam, Sam Harvard Adam. Why is it not Adam? Adam, everybody's name. So all the family names are different races came because some people decided to start a dynasty by themselves and all of that.
On
And I
my
said, it is
own.
not in any law that you cannot start a new dynasty. So why do I need to carry on? There's really nothing attractive about my lineage or my family
Mm.
or where I'm coming from in the first
Mm.
place. Let
Mm.
me start something new. So it's just good to just be that black sheep, that purple goat,
Mm.
that purple sheep, or whatever you want to call
Mm.
it, out of the family sometimes. But it's that mindset of always wanting to learn that made me start to question all of these things. So the
Yeah.
deliverance for me started when I started to question what we have believed. I know
Mm.
I love luxury, but do God really hate luxury? Do God really
Mm.
want to punish us for eating two meats? I mean, I feel guilty
Mm.
every time they give me two meats. Maybe I visit in the house and they give me two
Oh
meats. I
my
feel guilty. I feel like
God.
I have sinned. That's the truth. These were the things they taught us. I can't have excess money. Why should I have excess money that I'm not using? I'm a sinner
Wow.
to have that. All right, because they
Wow.
told us about a man who harvested and kept it, and then said, "Eat my soul and rest." And then angel came, or God told him that we'll kill you tonight. Why? Why will you have more?
Mm.
You cannot. You must be
Mm.
in lack always. And this now, as crazy as this thing sounds, there are a lot of people listening right now that is the belief in your subconscious. It's not
Mm.
just in your conscious mind. That's why you could easily deny it. But if you search deeper, these were the
Mm.
things you built
Mm.
your life, your
Mm.
childhood around. And they have shaped
Mm.
what comes or what your life attracts or what your life take out. And until I started
Yes.
to question all of these things, it did not break for me. Until I started to question them, I was still believing we're not meant to be rich. I mean, we're meant to be poor. So that
Wow.
scripture, the devil comes not to steal, to kill, and to destroy, but I have come that you may have life and have abundantly. They taught it that
Mm.
there's a difference between sermonizing, all right, and teaching revelations. So there are ways that they just teach us scriptures based on basic beliefs or just based on them trying to interpret what they think they wrote, but not really what
Mm.
God has embedded within the scriptures.
Mm.
So they said the devil, which is the Satan, the evil spirit, and all of that, they want to steal
Mm.
your soul, they want to kill you, and they want to destroy you in hell. But
Mhm.
Jesus has come
Mhm.
so that you will go to heaven and all of that. I agree with that thought. It's nice, but I don't think that's really the essence of the scripture. So I got a
Mm.
revelation not too long ago that it is even a sin for me to do how best will I put this now? When there are options for me to go for the cheapest option, it is not where God wants me to be. That's
Mm.
my own recent revelation. When there are options, God's desire for me is that I go for the best option available. So he said, I have come that you have life, but he didn't stop there. He said to have it abundantly. So people always pick the abundantly part and go for just have life. So
Hey.
the devil has shifted from wanting to kill, to steal, and to destroy. The devil is okay for you to just have life alone. provided you fight the abundant parts, provided you reject the abundant life, provided because he knows there's no way you have just life that you will not keep walking into destruction, walking into stealing, walking into. I mean, if I
Wow.
have ₦1 billion, tell me, listen, if I have ₦1 billion in my bank accounts, liquid cash, ₦1 billion, yeah, my money, and somebody came to rob and stole ₦1,000 from me, will I feel like I lost something? No.
No.
But if all I had was ₦1,000 and they steal it from me, to
And they
have
still 100
₦1,000 means
naira.
I have life. It means I have life. So that life that I have is ₦1,000 life. The devil can easily steal it. So the devil is okay with me having ₦1,000 life. What he does not want is me having a billion, 100 billion, 10 billion life. Yeah, because they cannot easily steal that one.
Oh my God.
But God doesn't want you to just have survivor. He wants you to try. He wants you to fly. They created first class for you, not just economy. Stop making excuses of we all land at the same place. Stop making excuses. As a matter of fact, here's the deal. Fly the first class first, then come and talk about economy as a way of fly it first. You have no rights to talk against it when you have not even flown it. Sorry, I usually use that flight example because it's probably the easiest example people could pick. All right, go and sleep in that hotel first, then come back and tell us. Tell me something happened to me recently. When I was growing up, we used to like to see motorcade. Maybe governor is passing or president is passing, that's convoy thing. And later when I became a teenager, I felt it was just useless. I mean, why are you showing us power? You're not doing anything well, you're just entering convoy and all that. So later on when I started driving and you have to park because some convoy needs to, I used to get angry. All these people said, my last visit to Nigeria, my guy arranged convoy for me. They arranged Hilux and 2 SUVs with policemen, with stuff. And then we were supposed to go to, what's it called this place? Island. That's Ikoyi. I was going to stay at Ikoyi. So I was supposed to go to Ikoyi from the airport. And it was normal rush hour, normal, what's it called, traffic time in Lagos. You need to see how these people were flying over all the traffic. Pew, 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 pew. Whoa. Before I knew what happened, we were already where we were going. I was like, we'll still be no so deep. If we are taking Uber or maybe one, what do you call this car, some Toyota funny car or whatever, we'll still be in Oshodi. And we're already home. Like, I could easily just tell the guys, get ready, I want to go to Ikeja. But all of them has come down with their gun. They have arranged. Whoa. We're already in Ikeja. I was like, I mean, like, so life is... I stopped insulting people that do convoy. I have stopped. At least in Lagos, I have stopped. So most of the things you criticize, you have no right until you experience it first. Go inside it now. You to experience it first, then come back. Stop criticizing. As a matter of fact, it is one of the reasons some people are poor is because you use the statement "the rich." There's nothing called the rich. You should rather say some of us, the rich people, are bad.
We the rich. Yes, I speak.
Some of us are bad, not the rich people. Some of us, the rich people. So you have to pack yourself inside. Then, now that we are in the fray of the rich, let's now separate the bad people and we, the so seemingly good people in that regard. So these are some of the things that happened to all of us while we grew up that formed the type of lifestyle that we find ourselves living in. So it is abundant life, not just a life. Like I said, the devil is okay. That's it. That devil is okay for you to have life because he can easily steal it. He can easily rob it. He can easily steal it. He can easily destroy it. He can easily kill it. But when you have abundance, it's like we play Mario game when we're small. One of the things we try to
Mm.
do is to acquire many lives. So you see somebody has 60 lives in Mario, but you, normal person, you're
Mm.
having 3 lives. If you're having 3 lives, time the thing catch you one, catch you two, your lives is one life left.
Mm.
That's where the devil wants to
Mm.
keep a lot of people. Just that one life, that survives so it can eat you amount the end. But you that have 63
Mm.
lives, you can even close your eyes and play. The thing will catch you. Say, "Ah, I still have more life." I say, I'm told abundance
Yes.
is God's desire for us. And abundance means two things: quality and quantity. Quality
Hi.
and quantity. So I accepted this, that I stopped feeling guilty for spending money. I mean, let me make you laugh. The first day I went to check an hotel out in Ibadan, I went to Ibadan that day, and they said the room was 15,000 naira. You know, I started shouting on the receptionist there that how dare you collect 15,000 for somebody? How can somebody sleep in an hotel for 15, and the person will sleep? I wasn't thinking it all. I was talking to them. They were wondering, who is this one? How can you collect 15,000 naira from somebody to stay in hotel? That is
To
that
you,
is
it was too
unbelievable.
much.
It was too much. 15K for hotel. How much is my
One
rent?
night.
That will not pay one night for 15. I can't forbid. I can never pay it. 15,000. I mean, the hotel I'm used to is 2.5. Temi, pata pata 3K. That's the hotel I'm used to. Pata pata 3,000 naira. How can I pay
God.
15? I didn't even say, let me see the room. When I just saw the minimum room, 15, I was just paranoid. How can it be? How can it?
Wow.
No wonder I was so poor. So,
Oh,
so
and not
the
15K
day, the
in
last time I
Ibadan
was,
must be like among the best sense then. 15,000 in Ibadan then.
so
Must be among
recently,
the
the last time I was in
biggest
Nigeria, I usually stay in
things.
Abuja. There's this apartment. I say you've been there like twice. So somehow I think the
Yes.
owner of the apartment has issues with government, so the place is locked down. So I needed to do
Mm.
hotel. And there's this hotel I've always wanted to stay. I think we went there together sometimes where, okay, it wasn't, there was this event that I think some of our family did at Fraser Suite some years ago.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, I came with
Yes,
Stephen Akintayo that day. So that was the
yes.
first time I was visiting that hotel. I loved everything there. And I said, one day I'll come and stay here. One day. So I've never really had a chance to stay there. So I said, you know what? Let me just go and stay.
80K per
So
night
we went
was
to Sheraton. Sheraton was delaying
expensive.
us. I told my guys, let's go. Sheraton is not ready for us. So we left
Their party.
Sheraton, we went to Trader. And when we got there, they said, we are fully booked to the first room is taken, the second feeder is taken, the third is taken, the fourth is taken. The only room available right now is the fifth feeder. I said, so how much is
Let's
it?
go.
And they said, it's 384,000 for a night. I said, okay. From fighting them at 15, no. Let me be sincere with you. When they mentioned the price, that thing that fought that 15K wanted to show up. It has
Hmm.
not died finished. It is still there small.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've killed it well, oh, but it's still there small. I was like, what? That's why I said, calm down, calm down. This is Amaba talking now. This is not Sam Mashiwaji. So I said, calm down.
God.
So I said, well, I'm tired right now. Even if your room is 1 million, I will pay. Please check me in. That was what came out of my mouth. I said, even if it's 1 million, I will pay. I'm tired right now. So that's how I checked into almost 100K a night. I got into
Wow.
the room, I was disappointed because the beauty, everything was not up to the standard of Dubai for a room that is probably 1/4, 1/5 of that amount. So my
Right.
point is, I could easily stay in that kind of place and not feeling like, my entire life has finished. I've I've spent
Hmm.
everything that that my destiny is supposed to have.
Hmm.
All right. I've gotten
Hmm.
to a place where I now could easily enjoy what is available without feeling like
Hmm.
my life has finished. So it's very important
Hmm.
that we understand that. It's very important that we understand that our
Wow.
background, where we
Wow.
grew up, has done a lot to shape the type of life that we have. So if you didn't take anything out of here, what I believed that changed me was there is always more for me. I just believe that everywhere I am is not the end, it's a bend. I'm supposed to turn and continue the journey. I'm supposed to grow higher. I'm supposed to become better. The first thing rather I said is question everything. Don't just believe anything. Question, is there really an heaven? Is there really hell? Is there really this? Is there really that? Question it a lot. Yes, be very careful. Don't say because you are questioning it, the next alternative thought you have, you jump on it and believe it. No, keep on researching because people have put all kinds of bullshit out there, all right, and you could easily swallow this BS without knowing. So keep on questioning, and the more you keep questioning, something in your spirit, all right, is going to align with the spirit you have received is able to teach you all things, such that you don't need any man to teach you anymore. So every teacher is only agreeing with the knowledge of the spirit inside of you. But some of you have killed that knowledge of spirits. The spirit inside of you is so dead that you can't even listen to what he's saying. So you need to be able to awaken it. All right. You need to be able to awaken it. So that becomes a litmus test for the things you are hearing, for the things you are learning from different places. Some people argue doctrines in a very violent manner. And I don't like to argue with people once I say, this is what I believe about this, and you're trying to, share doctrine. I just say, I agree with you. Let's not even waste our times, because it's very clear you don't have a mind of your own. It's very clear you are regurgitating what they have taught you from childhood. That's what you are still regurgitating. Maybe you need to allow life teach you some lessons. And then you probably understand that things are just not what you were taught. And again, the interpretation of scriptures is what many of us have lived by. Let me clarify that. We have lived not by the scriptures, but by the interpretation of scriptures. And we have forgotten that every water is as clean as the container that is brought in. And containers differ. All right, containers differ. So your teacher, your pastor has a background, has exposure, has knowledge, has a limitation. He's a man, he's a human being, and lived in a dispensation that is most likely different from the dispensation you are right now. And most of the doctrines they have taught your fathers in the Lord, that your fathers in the Lord, out of loyalty to their grandfather in the Lord that lived in the age where there was no internet, are now bringing in and enforcing it on you. Let me just shatter one table here. I feel very sad whenever a pastor that probably went to school, that has degree and all of that, is arguing that the Bible must be the printed book. Something like this is the Bible. If you do not have this, you are not reading Bible. No matter what, your Bible on your iPad or your phone are not the real Bible. The real Bible is
Bible. Who read Bible on tablets, on brick, on wood, on slate?
What they have forgotten is this type of Bible is also a technology.
An advancement to the slate.
This type of Bible was also technology. This was not even the original. This was also a technology. This was also rejected when it was first presented. This was also a compilation and a So you have forgotten that we have left the physical age. It's now digital age. There are so many things. In our days, we have to cram the Bible. 66 books are being done. We have to cram it. When we are searching for those days in Bible study, because I grew up in Bible study, we have to cram. We used to do an exercise, Temi. They will say, give us 15 or 20 scriptures about faith. They will just give you a word, and you will need to create 20 scriptures about that word. I was that vast in Bible. So we'll start to believe, we'll start to say Hebrew 11:1, faith is the abundance of da. You quote that one, you go to number 2, like that. So they are done, they will say endurance. So you start to think about scriptures where you are saying endurance, and then you start to quote it and all that. These days, don't try me. Tell me, give me a word about endurance. I carry my iPad. I just type
Said,
search endurance. Now every endurance. I say which version? Do you want the endurance? NIV? Do you want it in KJV? I say KJV. KJV. Do you want it in amplified? Which version do you want the endurance? I'll bring it. Go, go, go. The team brings it out. Problem solved. So why do I need to cram, cram, cram? It is not the scriptures in your head that works. It is the scriptures in your heart. So it's not how many Bible you know. A lot of people have crammed Bible. It doesn't even do them any good. Simple demon, they cannot cast. Simple healing, they cannot do. And they know all the Bible. So it is not about knowing all the Bible. So I feel bad when pastors argue that you have to come to church with a printed Bible. And when you ask them why, they'll say because you are distracted when your Bible is on your phone. Then I ask a question. That's the poverty mindset. What stops you from buying the best phone? Like my phone is not here now. I love that phone so much. What stops you from buying a folded phone and remove all social media? And the only thing on that phone are different Bible apps. Different Bible apps. What stops you from having a foldable phone that is just your Bible? So if phone is distracting you, buy a tablet to iPad. The only thing there is Bible and notes.
Wow.
The only thing there is Bible and notes. What stops you from doing that? You'll be able to study faster. You can see different things that are happening in your life that you want to study about. You're not just opening physical book. Physical book age is going extinct, fast going extinct. And so is your printed Bible. A printed Bible should be in the bookshelf where you keep it, find something and all that. So you can study with your stuff and all that. So that's just mindset that was passed down the line by some people who the only technology in their age was the printed Bible, and it served its purpose. So to now, it's just somehow.
Nobody
So for me,
that this is how this session would go. You've been so amazing. Thank you so much. And this just speaks to the things that I wrote about in the book, Your Faith Has Made You Broke. You know, there was something you said about Nollywood movies, that whenever you see a rich man doing so well, the end thereof is I need rituals. And this was my experience. I remember the first time I saw Waterbed in a movie. There was this fine house. It was Olaya Igwe. This, I think the movie was, $100 million or so, Naira, or Olonade Mr. Money. That was the movie.
Mr. Money. That was wearing gloves.
He had so much money. I saw the house, the duplex. I can still see the view, that overhead view from the top of the house, the top floor, and down to the living room downstairs. I can see the room right now as we speak. And at the end of the day, his wife died, his kids are dying. I'm like, what happened? What Osho that he was money ritual? I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. They made us believe that abundance has to be through rituals. A normal rich person doesn't have enough. They just have just about enough. They don't have abundance. So to have 5 cars is already wrong.
Yes. So I want us to wrap up with this. So guys, all we are sharing today is what I have packaged in my brand new book, Your Faith Has Made You Broke. It's currently on pre-order. It will be out to be out in print in the next couple of weeks. You can get your copy at 3,000 Naira only, which is about $8 or something, right? And you can get it shipped to you across Nigeria for an extra token. So visit www.brokefaith.com. All right. The book is currently being proofread, edited, and it will be go to print any moment from now. Okay. Pre-order your copy at 3,000 Naira only. So I have one last question for Sam. And Sam, you can just take it away from here. My question is, seeing how much you were entrenched in limiting beliefs about money. They say you cannot be rich and godly. There is no way you can be rich without being involved in one crime or the other. It's easier for a camel to go through a needle eye than for a rich man to get into heaven. They say, what shall it profit a man? I use the whole word. I mean, all those things that you had in your head. And I love how you exposed this abundant life. My goodness. And then how did you manage? Yes, there's a version of it. So there's the audio version of it, Sam Essa. It's also available on the page. Once you go to the page, you see the option for the digital version. Okay. Thank you, Sam, for asking. So how do you recommend? I know one thing for sure. Money takes on the character of its owner. In the hands of a rich man, money will do, in the hands of a good man, money will do good things. In the hands of a bad man, money will do bad things. So we need to have this thing, right? Money is the vehicle for evangelism. You need money to pay to pay your church rent, to build your churches, to send to missionaries on the field, to pay school fees for the orphans. You need this money, but yet we are being limited. Like you said, that thin film is stopping our battery from connecting with the remote control that will now make things work in our life. So what are the things you will clearly recommend that anyone battling with such religious limiting beliefs about money, what should they do? It could be what the things you did or what you think they can do now to get over these limiting beliefs faster. Thank you.
All right. First of all, I would want everyone to pre-order this book because the solution that you will be able to, I mean, these are issues that are not always dealt with. These are serious issues that are not popular, probably because people are just trying to please some class of people and not trying to offend some people. So a lot of people don't really talk about the place of our faith as an hindrance to us accessing abundance life, to us accessing wealth or riches or money, as we may want to call it. So it's very important that everyone tries to get this book because this is going to help you and not just about you. You can gift it to somebody. All right.
Absolutely.
You can gift it to somebody. So most likely I'll be talking with you later. I'm going to get some copies. So everyone will come to ask me for money. That's the money I will give to them to go and read this book and, just do what's it called with it. A summary of what you learned from the book and come and make presentations. Then from your presentation, I will know if I will help or assist you. Because 90% really of what needs to be done for people to have a lot of money to solve their problems are mindset issues. All right. They are not, because a lot of people are already hardworking. A lot of people already have knowledge. Some even have skills. But just like that remote analogy, the pen is very tiny. It's almost invisible. It's almost transparent. But yes, this is transparent. Now the battery should have contact. Now it's transparent. No, the nature of it, by the very nature of that rubber thing, there's not going to be contact. It's not a conductor of electricity, so it's not going to allow it to function. So it is very important that people do that. So that's the first thing that I would say. Then on what to do to be able to get out of this for everyone who is listening, the first thing is to first admit that you have some beliefs that have stopped you from accessing wealth. You have some beliefs that you are grown up with that were passed into you because of the type of belief system your faith are taught you. You first need to accept that there could be that possibility. All right. Not even there could be that possibility. There is that possibility. And you need to find out who or what those things are. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing you need to do after you have accepted that there is a possibility for that is to believe. Tell yourself over and over, this might take you years, but it's a daily thing you have to keep on doing, that abundant life is meant for you. I mean, I have to say this to myself over and over and over until I start believing it. It's difficult at the first time, but it will work. And how do I exemplify this, or how do I carry this out practically? Everything I want to do in my life, I always ask myself, Dick, and the premium version of this thing. Do we have the basic and the premium version of this thing? Oh, I want
Wow.
to eat rice. Are there basic rice or are there premium rice? Oh, this rice is supposed to cost me $10. Are there rice that cost $100? Where do they sell them? Who are the kind of people that eat them? All right. How
Wow.
to navigate from where you are coming from or where you are that you don't like into where you want to be is to understand the lifestyle and thinking pattern of the people who are in the place you want to be. How do they interpret life versus how you currently interpret life? So you may need to begin to act like them, at least at the level that you can afford. Start like that.
Yes.
See, spending money is not about what you have. Spending money is also about mindset. All right? It's about what you tell yourself. There are things that you love, but you don't want to do because you think it's a waste of money. My brother, my sister, those things, you know you love them, but you don't want to do them because you think they're expensive. They are only done on this planet. If you leave this planet, wherever you end up in, I'm not sure they do those things there. And there's this song that people use on Reel said, you know, one day you leave this world behind, so glad you will remember. I didn't understand that thing before, but recently I understood it, that none of us will take our phone, our gadgets, our stuff out of this world, out of this life. What we will take out are the memories of the things we do here. So when we leave this world, you will remember flying an airplane. But me, I will remember sitting in first class on the airplane. You will remember economy. Yeah. So that memory is going to take me to wherever is the afterlife. All
Oh
right.
my goodness.
So all the beautiful things that I want to, that I love to enjoy, I have done as many as possible. Maybe very few left. All right. But I've done as many as possible out of
On your
these
bucket
things. And
list. Oh my God.
they are the memories I'm going to take out of this world. I can't take my chair, I can't take my beautiful cars, I can't take any of these things, but the memory of driving those Bentley.
Oh,
I do Bentley, I do Ferrari here in
I
Dubai. I'm doing Rolls Royce
know.
very soon because my
You
guy is not around. I'm doing
a,
Rolls Royce,
a Ferrari to
all
pick
the
you up
luxury
at
stuff.
Burj Khalifa, right?
Yeah,
On Friday. You sent
yeah.
yes, yes, to pick me up at Burj
So,
Khalifa, yes.
so you have Burj Khalifa memory.
By the way, I have never entered a car where I just press the handle and it comes out. For a while, I was lost. That wait, how do I enter this car?
That's Tesla for you.
I was on the 76th floor. I have never been on the 76th floor in my life. 76th floor of Burj Khalifa, and I swam. Like I was in the swimming pool, I was in the jacuzzi, I was singing. I'm like, ah, God, she lies.
That's the memory. Ayo Dubai law. I mean, pass like that. So it's very important. So you start to give yourself those experiences. That's the first thing. There are restaurants you currently eat right now, but you believe that's what you could afford. But the truth is, you could actually afford more. Ask yourself, are there more expensive restaurants here? I went to do dinner in the sky. There's the cup at JBL Beach. I thought that was dinner in the sky, something like that. So I did that like twice. And then somebody, the lady, I won't mention the lady. I said, let's go out. So she now said, I said, let's go and eat somewhere. She now said, it's dinner in the sky that she wants to do. I said, dinner in the sky. Okay, let's do it. I said, let's do it before I went to check the price. Temi. To eat one dinner, one person, almost 300,000. What is this? So I called her back. That thing still came back. Oh, that thing said, we can't. I said, I can't afford it. Too. He said, I didn't know you're a broke guy. The thing can't touch me. I say, hey, it was some Harvard. Somebody said, you're broke because of 300,000 food. I said, we will do it. While I was saying we would do it, something was saying, are you sure you are smart? Are you wise like this? I said, wait, this is a point of honor. I cannot lose my honor. So we did it, and Temi, all they gave me was one chicken. I mean, that is all I know was the real food in the entire experience. One
My
chicken. That
God.
was the entire real food. Every other thing was there. There's one purple potato, there's one lilac, all kinds of things I do not understand. They were serving those things. They were making ice cream in my presence with all these nitrogen things. Those were not the real food that I ate. So I ate one chicken, not full chicken, no, like lap, one small lap of chicken for 380 something thousand. Two of us. But it was dinner in the freaking sky, baby. So they carried us, you know, the experience was wow, yeah? It was, so go and experience it.
Wow.
When I leave this world, either by death or flying or rapture or whatever means, I will carry that memory.
Wow.
They might not do dinner in the sky because they're already sky in heaven. They might not even be eating. But me, I'll be remembering that chicken that is ate at how many feet up in the sky. So as much as possible, try, because the type of life you want is a lifestyle. It is not a destination, it's a lifestyle. So you have to start to live that lifestyle for you to arrive at that life. You will not arrive.
Hold on. I remember the first time you and I had a conversation some 2 years ago, and you said something around the line of going to the VIP lounge at the airport. Hey, Sam!
It only costs 3,000 naira, tell me.
I'm telling you, since that time, my body does not sit in that general lounge anymore. When I was coming to Abuja on Saturday, or was it Saturday or something, do you know, I heard that the airpiece side of the airport, that they were furnishing their VIP lounge. So they were moving people to some places. When I got there, it was locked. I could not sit down at that lounge. I was like, no, now, please, where is VIP? Until they sent me to that one protocol building outside the gate. I'm sure they were thinking that, what's worrying this girl? But like you just said now, it's not a one-off thing. It becomes the lifestyle. When I went there with someone close to me, they came to offer us cookie, offer us, tea. And she was like, no, nothing. No, nothing. Money are even I eat it, because you eat, you don't eat. You will pay the money. Well, pay the money. Like, really? I said, yes, collect it. She took the sandwiches, took the beverage, everything. I said, how much? 3,500 or 3,250. But really, it's an experience. So I mean, and I've been in that lounge. I've met people. No jokes. I've met a woman who bought a copy of my book before for $100. Just like, I said, you can have it. She said, no, I must pay you. And all she had in her purse were dollars. And she said, just take. So that was how I sold a book of 5,000 naira for 50,000 naira just by being in that room. I've gotten phone numbers, conversations from people. The man I met one day at Abuja, the guy is a retired guy from NNPC. He was traveling to somewhere, maybe Egypt or so. And that was where we met. We conversed all through. And then when on his way back from that trip, from Turkey, he brought me a gift that was times 1,000 of the amount I paid. And that is how you build quality network. So I want to say thank you publicly for opening my eyes. I think the next point should be surround yourself with premium people. How about that? Like you.
Of course, to get access to premium people, there are places where they roll. You have to get access into that place. And somehow poverty smells. You need to wash yourself, clean yourself, wear some perfume before you appear in that place. If not, they will easily detect that this one is not meant for this place.
It's not part of God.
They will easily detect that this one is not meant for this place. So you have to be able to clean yourself. And how you clean yourself is to study, uh, project yourself into the life you want to live even before you can afford it. One of the things I did before I flew business class international for the first time, I watched, I can't count how many videos I watched on YouTube about business class flight. I knew where
Wow.
they keep the suite. I knew what they welcome me with. I knew how they used to sit. I knew when you get to the airport where you're supposed to stand. I understood everything. I mean, if I'm talking about business class, I think I've flown it before. And I've never. But I've watched so much about it that I know a lot about it already. And the first time it will happen, EJ was with me that day, and I said I wanted to buy a new travel box because I was supposed to go to Ghana for a business trip. So I wanted to get some new travel box. And I said, I love Louis Vuitton, so I don't know if there are Louis Vuitton bags that I could get for travel. Now, before I got those Louis Vuitton bags, my most expensive travel box I probably bought, it would be 30,000 naira. I bought it in Nigeria. I was still in Nigeria at the time. It was probably 30, 35. I remember they called a bag for me for 50K. I shouted at them. I always shout. Once you call something, so I noticed that poverty mindset that I shout. Even if I won't buy, keep quiet first now. So, so I always shout, what do you mean? How can somebody buy? God, I've gone through stuff in my life. So we went to where they were selling bags and we got a piece, 3 piece, I think. We got it for when converted a little over 500,000 naira. And I was feeling like, oh my God, from 35K to 500K plus for bags. Oh God. Yes, Temi, I knew the bag was fake. But the fact that it was a good fake. Yes, now you can't. One of those Louis Vuitton bags supposed to cost about $5,000, but I bought 3 for $1,000. So I definitely bought a fake. I knew it was fake, not that I didn't know.
I did not
but
know.
it was a good fake.
That our bag.
Me, I
that
knew
our
that.
bag.
That Louis Vuitton bag is fake now.
What was the case?
Because EJ told me that I can't take this back to the US, so that they might stop me at the airport and ask for a receipt and stuff and all of that, and what have you, that I can be arrested for carrying a fake LV. I said, this is wahala. So the day she mentioned that, I said, I'm changing this bag. So somebody showed interest. I love this bag. They are premium. I said, you want? Take everything. So I gave it all out. I said, now you then go arrest, no be me. So now say it's time to buy original bag. So I went into the most expensive mall probably in the world, which is the biggest mall in the world, the Dubai Mall. I went into what do you call it? Is it a specialist, designer specialist? And I bought one of this brand of bags in the world that's over 100 years old. From Italy, handmade. I bought 3 piece. The big one, the carry-on, and the laptop bag was what I bought. I spent exactly what I bought my first car to get back. So this time around, I didn't buy $1,000 bag or 500,000. I bought millions worth of bags. Naira worth of bags. What I bought those bags. So I know you need to see the documentation that came with that bag and everything. Just looking at it alone, I knew. So when I did Louis Vuitton earlier, I said I cannot carry this Louis Vuitton bag and go enter economy. So I had a flight ticket. I was an economy flight, and I said, let me upgrade it to business class. Maybe it will not be expensive. Temi, when they brought the price out, I said, for where? I'm not doing you. For what? Why will I pay this kind of amount? I'm shouting like this so that some of you will know you are not alone. If you used to shout when they give you price on things, I still do. Even till now, there are some things I still shout. So I shouted, why will I? So there's this new lady I met that time. She used to work with Emirates before pandemic. So the part of the people they laid off after pandemic. So I asked her, could you use your connection to get stuff and, help me book? So I got another flight offer I think
Wow.
that flight was to cost me about 1.5 million naira for one leg, just to go from Dubai to Ghana, one leg. So I will come back, God will provide. So then, so I booked one leg, and eventually I closed my eyes. I was telling EJ that I can't afford this. This thing is expensive. And she said,
Mm.
there will be time for it. There will be time for it. So I will
Mm.
call her again and say, I'm still thinking, but business class, how can one carry this back? And EJ at that time, he already understood me. Once I put mouth on something, more than once, she just know I will
Until
do
you
it.
do it.
She knows
Wow.
I won't have rest until I do it. So we got home that day. She went to our house. I couldn't sleep. I was awake. I kept thinking about it. I kept watching videos about it on YouTube.
Mm.
So I sent her a
Mm.
message. I said, but don't you think I should just buy this business class thing? She said, boss, this one you are talking about this thing. I just woke up. I took a cab. I went straight to the airport. I told the guy that does exchange for me. I told him to bring some money, and then went straight to the airport. I said, give me business class. Before the person
Bam.
said, no, we don't want to, I quickly dropped money. I said, take money. Oh, yeah, collect. Don't give me back, but quickly process it before my village people come and tell me that I cannot pay for it.
I call
So
you.
I quickly paid for the thing. So when they stamped the stuff and gave me everything, I held it in my hand. I saw my name. You need to see the ticket. The ticketing was different. The packaging,
Really?
everything. I saw my Sam Hadba, the business class. I said, hey, this is where we are.
Their father.
So I could not sleep from the day I booked that flight to the day I flew. Couldn't sleep well. My mind was just there. Like, this thing has to happen. This is happening. This is happening. We did video. I did live video, did everything, and then moved. So it was a big shift. Now, after they scared me about arresting me for carrying a fake Louis Vuitton bag, I
You knew
decided to
you
go and
had to
buy
get
bricks.
it.
So now I
Yeah.
bought bricks, and bricks is original. I have 5-year
Mm.
warranty. I have some, there's
Yeah.
this FBI lock. Very incredible. I didn't even know that there's a lock that only FBI or government agencies in America can access to open your bag.
Well
So they showed me the
done.
code. That those bags is not, they are not ordinary. So he used to pay me every time I go to airports. Now I wish I can announce to everybody that my bag it look like every other bag, but it's paining me. This bag to stand out. This bag
Wow.
wants a Lexus car. A Lexus car is what I'm carrying. Oh. Each of those bags is more than 1 million. Each one is so. I don't say now that I have this bag, I cannot enter business class with this bag. I said
Mm.
that's in the call
Okay.
first class. It is time to go and experience it. I said it is time.
Mm.
So I told. Now this was how I flew first class. This is very funny. Adenike used to do my trip, she plans my itinerary and stuff. So I called her. I said, I'm traveling. I want to go for business and stuff in about 3 or 4, 5 countries, I think, at that time. So I said, I want you to plan a trip for me and all that. So she said, "Is business class?" I said, no, this time first class. She said, sir, are you sure? I said, why not? I said, well, don't change my mind. Just go and find out how much it is and let me know what I'm paying and all that. Don't change my mind. Say, hey, premium class, first customer that will fly first class. You won't
My
believe
God.
that after I flew that first class, within a month, my travel agent flew our own first class.
Hmm.
He said, because she knew when I started, I missed my flight in 2020 economy. And the only flight
Mm.
available was business class, and I can't even dare afford it. And she actually helped, and we
Wow.
got an economy flight that took me eventually and all that. And she knew
Wow.
how I reacted when she mentioned business class. I said, Abba, don't bring that thing. And now I've grown to somebody now conveniently. She said, so this first class thing is not that difficult. I'm serious. The next time she was
Mm.
going to Dubai, she flew, what do you call this, Qatar Airways. She flew business class and first class together. And she sent it to me, says, Sam, you have done it. You have changed my life forever. I have done first class as well. So I told all the
Wow.
boys around me, said, you want to travel with me, you will not stay in economy. All of you are flying business
Hmm.
class. All of you, go and
Ha.
start working hard now to raise the money. If that's all the money you have, you must put it into that business class because your mindset must change. You now live in Dubai, you cannot be fly economy around. So I told her it
Wow.
was going to be first class, and then she came back with the price. When she landed the price, Temi, hey, I started
Your
to pick
village
a
guy
tongue.
wanted
They
to
came
call
back,
you again.
they came back 6 million naira for flats. 6 million. Ah, I started to
Naira.
say something is wrong here. I said, okay, you know, I'm not traveling yet. Let me think about it. Give me a few days. Let me think about it. I didn't know. I think it was in the midnight. I just opened my bank app and then I type in the amount and then put in whatever. Before my mind do whatever, I quickly put my code. I transfer the money to her. After I send the money, so I say, I felt such a relief. Like, I didn't feel guilty. Funny enough. Naturally,
Wow.
I'll feel guilty. What have you just
Wow.
done? Da, 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 da. So in my head is, I'll crack the code. I know what brought this money I just spent. That same thing will
Wow.
bring more. So
Wow.
these
Wow.
were the things that I did, you know, each time I want to experience the premium
The
of
next
anything I want to
level.
do in my life. So one of the things you should do, everyone should do, is for everything you want to do in your life, always ask, is there a premium version of this thing?
Yes.
What does it cost? What does it offer? At least get to know, even if you don't do it immediately, get to know and
Know how much it
understand,
costs.
which is that John 10:10, yeah, that you are meant for that premium. You
Ha.
are meant for that premium. If you want me to buy something right now, just give me a variation. If you try to sell something to me and you're saying, this thing is $100, but we have a VIP version that is $500, I will not buy the $100. What I may do if I don't trust you is to ask, so what is in the $500? Is it just the name? Or what is the
Yes.
extra stuff that you are giving? It is that
Mm.
VIP that I want to do. The program you asked me to come for, one of the reasons I didn't come is how can I be, which one? Is it VIP that is 1,000 dirhams? And then there's the one of 5,000 dirhams. As it's that one that I want to do. When I go for event, I go for the premium version. The
The
premium version. So I
VIP
always ask
experience.
myself, does it exist? What does it entail? The people that are enjoying those premium, they don't have two heads. What can I
No.
do to be able to afford it? So these things start
Mm.
to drop ideas in your head, and these ideas start to
Mm.
prepare you to attract because wealth is
Mm.
attracted, not generated.
Absolutely. Whoa.
Wealth
Wealth
is
is
attracted, not created. Wealth is
Sam.
attracted,
Don't play on
not
my table
generated
now.
or created. Let me explain what I mean. If you need a billion right now, let's say $1 billion, for example, because that's my own next mark. And interestingly, I'm not even trying to make it for myself. I just want to be able to give $1 billion out. Now, that $1 billion is in people's accounts currently, already
Yes.
exists. So I cannot
Yes.
create what is already created. So
Yes.
wealth creation idea is a misuse of language. You can't
Mm.
create wealth.
Mm.
It is wealth attraction. That's what you should talk about.
I
So
get
whatever
you.
you
I
want
get
already exists. How do you
exist.
become a magnet that can attract
Mm.
it? That is the word.
Mm.
And magnet
Mm.
has two features. Please listen to this. You will not see this on ebook or you will not see it on YouTube or anywhere. We have the
Tell us.
magnet itself and we have the magnetic field. The magnet is
Mm.
visible. The magnetic field is invisible to the eyes. What does the attraction is not just the magnet. The magnet creates the magnetic field, but the magnetic field is what does the attraction. So your
Mm.
subconscious, your mindset, your thoughts, the things that happen that are not physical is what attracts wealth to you. But you must build the hardware version, the real magnet itself. If a magnet is big but has a low magnetic field, it will not be able to perform a lot of magnetic work. A magnet can be small
Mm.
but has a very high density magnetic field. It might attract a plane. So you want a plane, you need a strong magnetic field to attract the plane. You need a house, you need a
Mm.
strong magnetic field to attract the house. Whatever it is you need, it is attracted. I am a single guy, I want to marry a great woman. I cannot create
Sam,
my wife. It's already too late.
Sam,
They have to go and
Sam
impregnate a
Harvard,
lady to now give birth
Sam
to the wife I
Harvard,
will marry. It's already too late. That chick
Bad.
exists somewhere. She's probably watching me right now.
Sam Harvard. Sam, hold on. This is the part I end this live session. And everyone here, you need to go now to go and get the Broke Faith book. It's called Your Faith Has Made You Broke. It's a book I began writing 8 years ago. I am just birthing it. If you are asking for the replay of this video, you are asking for this masterclass, Sam is coming as a thought leader. We are releasing about 12 master classes with 12 other thought leaders for free when you pre-order this book. If you don't pre-order the book, you will end up paying for this content. I promise you. You will end up paying for the master classes. It's called the Rich Faith Conversation. And this is where I will ask Sam to jam his mouth. Yes, Sam, thank you for coming. You know I love you. I love you recklessly. I love you with all of my heart. You are an amazing friend and brother to me. But this is where we would end it. You and I can now go on Zoom. We will now go on Zoom and we'll now have our master class session where you come with your full notes and come and teach us everything. And only those who pre-order the book are the ones that will get the master classes for free. If you don't pre-order the book, you will pay maybe like $7 or something to access it. Right. If you have questions too, send them to me via DM, or if you're watching this on a replay, you can send an email and you will get everything. Okay. Hey, Dr. Daniel, good to see you here. Welcome. Wow, Sam, you did not tell me you were this ready for me. Little wonder you were waiting for 5 o'clock, waiting for 6 p.m. So you had me in mind like this. Wow, this is so good. I have been liberated. Your being in my life has been so instrumental. If I did a list of the things I've learned from you, you will not believe it. And somehow you always manage to make me look like the good girl. Like I'm the one who is your coach, who changed your life, who did it. But it's the other way around, right? Which is why I really shamelessly love you. Thank you so much for coming on board today. Guys, I would ask you to visit www.brokefaith.com to get a full masterclass from Sam, where he will teach, right, about religious limiting money mindsets, limiting beliefs about money and what to do about it. And he would have at least an hour or two to himself to really shell out the bombs, right? And you will gain a whole lot from the conversation. But go now and pre-order your book, and I can't wait to deliver them to your hands. You can get the physical copy and the audio version. That's the only e-version we have for now, right? To listen to the book, and it just breaks down everything you need to know about limiting beliefs and then what to do differently going forward. So Sam, thank you so much for sharing. I want to ask if you have any last words to share with those who are hearing you. Maybe there's something in your notes that you really want to get out. Share with us, and then we would end this conversation. Thank you.
I think the only thing I just wrote were those 7 beliefs I remembered we grew up with.
Okay.
It was quite impromptu, but I teach from my experience. I teach from the place that I am.
Just like
currently,
me.
all right? The stuff that
Yes.
I'm going through, the stuff that I'm learning, what I'm experiencing and learning at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and all that. The
Mm-hmm.
major thing that I think stand me out from my old self is
Mm.
my insatiable desire for knowledge. I
Mm.
like to learn. I like to learn.
Mm.
And I
Mm.
learn by questioning status quo, belief
Mm.
system. I question
Mm.
things. I want
Mm.
everyone listening to me right now to not sleep tonight until you question at least 10 things in your life. Why is
Mm.
this like this? Why am I doing
Mm.
this? Why are these things like that? Just like a
Mm.
child. Jesus
Mm.
said, of such is the kingdom of God. He's talking about children.
Mm.
Children are
Mm.
terribly inquisitive.
Simplicity.
They ask questions a lot. There's this
Mm.
advert that boys say, why is rice white? Why is sky blue? Why is this that and all that?
Yeah.
That's what children are like. They're trying to learn and all that. So the kingdom we're talking about is
Mm.
not one heaven place. It's God's
Mm.
rulership on earth. It's you being able to be in
Mm.
charge of things that are on earth. But you have to
Mm.
behave like a child for you to be able to see it, for you to be able to experience it. And one, I believe,
Mm.
of the characteristics of children is that they ask questions a lot. They learn a lot. They want to learn.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
put yourself in that place where you want to keep learning. Doesn't matter how old you are, please always learn. As a matter of fact, you stop learning,
Mm.
you start dying. You start learning, you
Mm.
start living. So please remain
Mm.
a student, remain a learner, keep learning, keep learning, keep learning. That is the last word on tonight. Keep learning. Thank you, comrade.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. My own legitimate boyfriend. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
People are saying thank you here. Guys, if you don't follow Sam, please hit the follow button and follow him, Sam Harvard. And next week, Wednesday, we'll continue this conversation on the rich faith conversation. And we are having two amazing thought leaders coming next week. Two of them have been so pivotal to my growth in life and in business as a thought leader. So I'm bringing them again next week to come and share their own issues, their own, limiting beliefs. And I know we would have a great time. So join me again next week. And before then, this night, only if you pre-order this night. So I'll literally be watching our order page right now. This the Sam Harvard's masterclass will only be available for free for those who pre-order tonight. If you don't pre-order tonight, forget it. You will not get it for free. You will have to pay for it. Okay. And guess what? The book is just 3,000 naira, less than $9, right? It will be on Amazon in about 2 or 3 weeks. But for today, in Nigeria today, you can get it shipped directly to you. Lagos, Abuja for just 1,000 naira. Outside Lagos, it's about 3,000 naira, right? But all of this is still not enough to cover for what Sam has shared with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen,
a public speaker
it is my desire that you will face your limiting beliefs.
My name is Sam Harvard.
Particularly the religious ones that could keep you broke so that your